Hello, my name's John and welcome to my video. Today is a collaboration of Venezuelan food. Today I'm going to do Venezuelan empanadas. Click on my description box. You'll find that there is a list of other collaborators who are doing other Venezuelan dishes. Be sure to check them out. I'm just going to slide this in. Here you go, that's a good confirmation, but that will be enough for us to have a tasting. Okay, we're going to start off by making our dough. Right, firstly we're going to put in half a cup of water, then we'll add 2 egg yolks, and we want 1/4 of a cup of melted butter. Yeah, there's a little bit more. And now we're going to put our dry ingredients in, starting with 1 cup of flour. Right, there's our cup of flour. Now we're going to add 1 cup of cornflour and half a teaspoon of paprika. That's just to give a little bit of colour to our empanadas. And the only other thing we've got left to add is half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using pink salt for this, Himalayan pink salt. I'm going to pop this in my bread maker and set it to knead, and then we'll come back. Right, it's all in the bread maker here. There we are, so you can see I'm not making this up. And we'll put it through to, on my bread maker's program 14. Which is 15 minutes long, and we'll let it go and I'll come back once it's finished. This is very sticky. Put it back in the bread maker with some more flour. I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup, and then I'm going to pop this back into the bread maker. Okay, let's get our dough out of the bread maker. Now you don't need to worry about the recipe. I will have adjusted that so that it's got that extra 1/4 cup of flour in it, and you'll see that in the recipe in the description box. So we're going to let this dough rest. I'm going to put this in a bowl, cover it with cling film and let it rest for half an hour. Okay, well, with our ingredients, firstly we're going to chop up our half a red capsicum very finely like this, and then we're going to grate the zucchini, and then I'm going to chop up this onion also very finely. Okay, so there's all our vegetables, onions chopped finely, red capsicum the same, and our zucchini grated. Now we're going to put all our spices in this ramekin here. Right in here I've got 1 teaspoon of coriander seeds and 1 of cumin seeds, and we're just going to grind them for around about 30 seconds. When the aroma's so strong it starts bouncing out of the mortar without you going closer to it, then you've ground it enough. We're going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric, those in there, and then a teaspoon of paprika. Right, firstly in with a little rice bran oil just to stop the onions from sticking. I've got the heat on. Another 5 minutes, I'll put the onions in. Right, in with the mushrooms. I think these are onions. In with our onions. Once they're soft, we'll add our meat. Okay, those are just about translucent now, so we'll add the meat and we'll break it up. Then when I come back, we'll add our spices. Right, we're just going to add around about 1/3 to half a teaspoon of red chili flakes. Go easy on these because they can be quite destructive if there's too much. You can always add more, but you can't take it out, so just be careful. Right, as you can see, there's quite a bit of fat in there, so I'm going to drain this. And let's not be coy about what minced meat is. It's lower grade meat, normally with a fat content of around about 10 to 15%. So you're going to get this, but we don't want this inside the empanada. Right, I poured that fat off. It was probably around about 4 tablespoons in all, so well done me. Now we can put all our spices in. Give that a good stir for around about 2 minutes, then we'll add our garlic and tomato paste. Right, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Now the balance of our veg. Now at this stage, just combine it, and then we'll come back, take it off the heat, while we make our empanada pockets. You may want to add a good grind of salt. So that's about a teaspoon. Just have a taste. That's superb. That's about done now. I'm going to take it off the heat. Let it cool. When I come back, we'll be getting some dough ready. Rightio. So we've got our dough here. First thing we're going to do is divide it up. Okay, so let's straight down the middle. And we're going to make 6 pieces here of equal size, one hopes. That's pretty good actually. And then we're going to roll them out as thin as we can and fill them with our filling. I will do a test one first, and then I'll go from there. So here's this will be our test one. Already it has a rogue piece of zucchini getting rolled into it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up an egg wash for this, which is 1 egg plus 1 tablespoon of water in this ramekin here, and I'll in this ramekin here, and then I'll come right back. Right, I think we're all set up now. So first, egg wash. We'll do around the outside here so that we get a good seal. There we are. Then our mixture. Oh, these are going to be so yummy. You don't overload these because they're quite messy if you overload them, because they're like squirting everywhere. Right, grab your empanada and seal it off. Now, place a bowl over the top. This is to seal and cut. There you are. You have a perfectly finished empanada. Now, just to make sure, you can crimp this with a fork so that you get a really good seal. And we're going to go heat a pan up, and then we'll come back and we'll cook our empanada. Okay, I'm saying that's alright now because I've hold my hand at here and that's getting too hot now. So I'm just going to slide this in. Here you go. That's a good confirmation that it's hot enough. Now these should be 5 minutes each side. So I'll come back in 5 minutes. If it's shorter than 5 minutes, I will definitely tell you, alright? Okay, I've flipped it again. And it's looking good. Looking very good. I'd say another minute. And the other side will be done. I can go back to making the remainder of these empanadas. And then I'll come back, we'll have a nice tasting. I'm going to serve this just with sour cream because I've got the chilies in there. I'll need something to tame the heat and that'll be perfect. Okay, that's better. Let's look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Let's get some sour cream and we're just gonna put that on the end there and have a bite. Oh wow. I'm gone for the afternoon now. Thank you very much for watching. Make this at home. Very, very simple and easy. And so tasty. Alright, catch you on my next recipe.